but people get bored by it, so I'm trying to disguise it so it's not so boring and it's not like you're trying to be preachy teachy.
Don't have the fairy tale like, oh, Drake started a family with Rihanna, like this is like so perfect, or like, you know, Drake, yeah, it's like it looks so good on paper.
I wanted that too.
Well, I mean,
and I didn't get it too.
by the way, I wanted that too.
Saying that you want to start a family with her, how would you want to start a family with someone who was giving you someone that you felt was not as bad as the other bad bitch that you have been around? I want to encourage my fellow men to go therapy and heal, because there's no way a relationship or situationship that is many years old, the woman has since moved on, has still got you pressed like this.
So ASAP Rocky has finally weighed in on all the drama between him and Drake, and it looks like he's sending mixed messages to confuse the enemy. So in a new interview with Billboard, ASAP claimed there's no real beef anymore. But just a few weeks ago, Rocky took a shot at Drake in a new track, and with this upcoming album, Don't Be Dumb, about to drop, it's rumored that there are even more disses aimed at Drake. So is Rocky really trying to play cool and act like he's over the whole feud, or is it just a strategic move to keep everyone guessing? Let's not forget that Drake threw some serious shade at Rocky and Rihanna on his Kendrick diss track, Family Matters, and even went after Rocky's parenting, and that's not exactly something you can just brush off. So are we gearing up for an epic showdown between ASAP and Drake, or is Rocky genuinely ready to move on from this beef? Let's break it down and see what's really going on.
She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old. She's one of my best friends in the world. All my adult life, I've looked up to her even though she's younger than me.
All right, let's rewind a bit and spill the tea on the latest drama between ASAP Rocky and Drake. Before the whole Drake versus Kendrick feud took center stage, Drake was already throwing some serious shade at Rocky. He took jabs at him on a couple of tracks from his album For All the Dogs, specifically Fear of Heights and Another Late Night. In Another Late Night, Drake raps, I am pretty Flacco, this ish get really rocky, damn what? Dirty how I did him with the ref. He also threw shade at Rihanna, claiming that he's the one who dodged the bullet and called her bedroom skills mid. On the track Fear of Heights, Drake raps, yeah, the sex was average with you. Yeah, I'm anti, I had it with you. Okay, I'm auntie like your daddy's sister, auntie like a family picture, and I had way better bitches than you. And then Drake brings up Rihanna moving on with Rocky, trying so hard to convince us he's glad he didn't end up with Riri. Drake raps, why they made it sound like I'm still hung up on you? That could never be. Girl can't ruin me, better him than me. But fans were quick to call out Drake for his cringy disses, especially when it came to his comments about Rihanna. They pointed out that Drake only started throwing shade and calling Rihanna average after she went public with Rocky. Before that, Drake was practically obsessed with her and spent nearly 15 years publicly gushing over her, even confessing that he secretly hoped they'd end up together and start a family. Even after Rihanna made it clear that she would never claim him, Drake kept talking about her in interviews and acting like the biggest groupie.
I think that we have a connection that's established for life, and that is that I love her and support her unconditionally, and I like to think that she feels the same way. And whenever
Still fancy her though?
do I fancy her? Of course. I mean, who wouldn't? Look at her, she's stunning. Of course I do. Yeah, no, she's incredible. But it's one of those things that it's a maybe one day, maybe not.
I'm 23 years old, and I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. And it's very rare that I feel small around anybody, especially, a woman that I like. It's just, I am in a confident position right now. And really, my whole purpose for putting that on the album was just to pay homage to the fact that she is an amazing woman that made me feel nervous, man. She made me feel small. She's an overwhelming being. Like, she's beautiful and talented, and her personality is like, it's almost like scary. And for the first time, a woman just brought back that feeling of when I was 17 or 18, and I appreciate it so much, because you get into this position and sometimes you just get numb to all those emotions that used to inspire you to write.
So Rihanna took Heartbreak Drake.
Paying homage to her as a woman. It really wasn't meant to be disrespectful.
I mean, she gives me inspiration, but it more comes in the form of, like when we dance, she just presses up against me a little extra hard, That's really my motivation to really do well. We're just having fun. We just enjoy each other's energy, and we decided to make that the the basis of the performance, and it's very, it's very elaborate, and I think people enjoy it a lot. It's got a lot of energy to it, for sure. So a little bit of fire, some things going on that stage, for sure.
So when Rihanna noticed that Drake was becoming way too obsessed, she decided to put some distance between them. And that's when Drake started whining that she had led him on and gave him false hope. In 2010, Drake told the New York Times that Rihanna used him as a pawn, adding, "She was doing exactly what I've done to so many women throughout my life, which is show them quality time, then disappear." I was like, wow, this feels terrible. But then a few years later, Drake again started publicly gushing about Riri, telling Rolling Stone in 2014 that she was still the ultimate fantasy. Now, Rihanna and Drake did come back together a few years later to drop their hit track, Work, and Drake was absolutely convinced that this time Rihanna was finally going to be his for real. Fast forward to the 2016 VMAs, and Drake went all out, publicly professing his love for her while handing her the Vanguard Award. But if you watched Rihanna's reaction, it was pretty clear she wasn't exactly on the same page.
But most of all, we love the woman who hasn't changed since day one. She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old.
Rihanna's fans were absolutely furious when Drake hijacked his VMA speech to turn it into a full-blown love confession, completely overshadowing Riri's moment. Fast forward 2 years, and Rihanna got real about the awkwardness of the situation in a Vogue interview. She admitted that wading through Drake's speech was probably the most uncomfortable part. "I don't like too many compliments. I don't like being put on blast," Riri revealed. And when asked about the state of their relationship now, Rihanna said, "We don't have a friendship now, but we're not enemies either. It is what it is." So that 2018 Vogue interview was the last time Rihanna ever mentioned Drake. But guess what? Drake just couldn't let it go. Despite Rihanna making it clear over and over that she had no intention of taking their relationship to the next level, Drake kept acting like she was the one who got away. Now, as for ASAP, after Drake dissed him and Rihanna on For All the Dogs, Rocky didn't just sit back. He fired back on Kid Cudi's track, Wow, and then again on Metro Boomin and Future's Show of Hands. And Rocky wasn't holding back. He defended his girl and even took a swipe at Drake's baby mama, Sophie Brousseau, hinting that he slept with Sophie before Drake. And that's when Drake clapped back on Family Matters, calling Rocky out by name and throwing shade that no one really cares about Rocky's music. But this is where things got a little confusing, because Rocky initially hit back at Drake in a new track, but then just a few weeks later, he did a total 180 and told Billboard that the whole beef is beneath him. In his chat with Billboard, Rocky touched on Drake's feud with Kendrick Lamar, and despite the buzz that he might be jumping into the industry-wide war against Drake, Rocky claimed that Drake isn't even on his radar right now. He basically brushed off the whole drama, saying he's got more important things to address. "You gotta realize, certain dudes was throwing shots for years," Rocky said. "I ain't in the middle of that ish. That's not how I retaliate right now. I got bigger fish to fry than some P-boys. It is real beef outside. It is real. Dudes getting really clipped and blitzed every day. They sniping every day. That little kitty ish ain't about nothing." So basically, Rocky is now saying all this drama with Drake is beneath him. But you know how these things go. When someone tries to downplay a feud, it just makes fans even more curious. Because he just dropped the video for his new song, Hijack, where he's dissing Drake. So is he really done with the drama? Or is this just a clever way to keep the feud alive without making it obvious? On Hijack, ASAP raps, "F your hoe cause she like that. Yeah, beef pretty. I might wife that. Dudes swear they pimpin'. Scotty simpin'. Get your wife back." And then later on the track, ASAP seemingly references Drake's obsession with Riri, saying, "These ninjas want my wife bad. The people want my next track." But that's not all. Hot 97's DJ Cast 1 recently hinted that ASAP has more Drake diss tracks on his upcoming album. Cast said, "I heard ASAP Rocky definitely addressing a lot of the hot topics out there right now. Let's just say the diss list is looking pretty extensive." And when Ebro asked if Rocky is still on Drake's list, Cast said, "Oh, he's definitely going to be cemented on the list after this." What's also interesting is that ASAP was supposed to drop his new album, Don't Be Dumb, on August 30th, but it was just announced that the date has been pushed back. So we'll just have to wait and see if ASAP is going to use this extra time to turn up the heat on Drake, or if he'll decide to bury the hatchet and move on. Either way, fans are saying ASAP has already won at life because he has a beautiful family with the woman Drake spent over a decade obsessing over. As for Drake's love life, 5, it's a whole mess, and he's never even come close to having a stable relationship with anyone. Here's how one fan broke it down. Drake is mad because he probably thought ASAP Rocky was just gonna be a fling for Rihanna. Drake thought he had a chance to come back. 2, Rihanna never claimed Drake in public, yet she claimed Rocky and is seen everywhere with him. They are out wearing matching clothes and everything. 3, Drake wanted to marry Rihanna and have kids with her. ASAP Rocky got to live Drake's dream, have kids with her, and maybe a secret marriage or future marriage. ASAP Rocky is tied to Rihanna forever. She can ignore Drake and never speak to him again. 4, Drake and ASAP had a similar start with Rihanna, a friendship. I think Rocky and Rihanna are just compatible because they are both playful and cool. Drake tries too hard. And then someone else added, Drake mad he had Ree first, but chose Thoughts and had a baby by a woman he didn't even like that. Failure. Be smarter, guys. But what's your scoop on the ASAP and Drake drama? Do you think ASAP has genuinely moved on, or is he just gearing up to go all out on Drake with his upcoming album? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you catch this next video.